Hare Krishna. Today is Janmashtami, and what better than talking about Krishna Leelas today, as per the Bhagavatam. The Krishna Leelas are so beautiful that once you read those Leelas, you feel like hearing them again and again, and that is the key to success on getting the true information about the Lord's pastimes in this material world. Considering Krishna's extremely high profile position, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, ultimate source of all energies, his appearance in this world is remarkably low key. He doesn't draw attention to himself, he has nothing to prove. His publicist, Yogamaya, his energy for engaging in transcendental pastimes, arranged his entrance to be subtle, classy, and mysterious. Here's how the moment of his appearance on earth is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Thereafter, at the auspicious time for the appearance of the Lord, the entire universe was surcharged with all the qualities of goodness, beauty, and peace. The constellation Rohini appeared, as did stars like Ashwini. This might be very useful and interesting information, but the sun, moon, and the other stars and planets were very peaceful. All directions appeared extremely pleasing, and the beautiful stars twinkled in the cloudless sky. Now decorated with towns, villages, mines, and pasturing grounds, the earth seemed all auspicious. The rivers flowed with clear water, and the lakes and the vast reservoirs, full of lilies and lotuses, were extraordinarily beautiful. In the trees and garden and the green plants, full of flowers and leaves, pleasing to the eyes, birds like cuckoos and swarms of bees began chanting with sweet voices for the sake of the demigods. If you pause to imagine this scene, you might notice that this description is very rich in detail and calls to mind the most attractive circumstances possible. It goes on. A pure breeze began to blow, pleasing the sense of touch and bearing the aroma of flowers. And when the Brahmanas, engaged in ritualistic ceremonies, ignited their fires according to Vedic principles, the fires burnt steadily, undisturbed by the breeze. Thus, when the birthless Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to appear, the saints and Brahmanas who had always been disturbed by demons like Kansa and his men felt peace within the core of their hearts, and kettle drums simultaneously vibrated from the upper planetary system. So the Krishna Leela, the birth, Krishna is birthless because that is the fact. He has no birth the way we do. We are born in the bodies we are born into because of our karma, our destiny. But Krishna is the supreme controller. He appears and disappears from our sight whenever and wherever he likes. He chooses to make his appearance in a prison in the middle of the night. The only human witnesses were his parents, the Devki and Vasudev, and the extraordinarily devoted husband and wife who had prayed for many lifetimes to have Krishna as their son. Then the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who is situated in the core of everyone's heart, appeared from the heart of Devki in the dense darkness of night, like the full moon rising on the eastern horizon, because Devki was of the same category as Sri Krishna. She had earlier desired the Lord be born as a son. Almost immediately then, under cover of night, Krishna was mystically whisked away to the remote cowherd village of Gokul, Varandavan, so that no one but Devki and Vasudev would know that he had appeared. Krishna's appearance was as undercover as it could be. The Lord's Leelas are confidential. So we get Lord Chaitanya also, the Lord Chaitanya's appearance and his pastimes are confidential, and in our the appearance of Lord Krishna, they are the same. Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya and Krishna, but see here also his appearance is so mystical that under the cover of night he came stillily, took his he did his leela, he appeared, and it was very mystical. Under the cover of night, nobody knew that the Lord appeared, and that too in the prison. And the prison house was broken. All the locks of the doors were broken, and then it was revealed that the Lord's appearance happened. The Lord is one, but He can appear in everyone's heart by His inconceivable potency. Thus, although the Lord was within the heart of Devki, he appeared as her child. The Lord appeared like the sun. This Lord is situated even within the atom. He is situated in Mathura, in Vaikuntha, and in the core of the heart. Therefore, one should clearly understand that he did not live like an ordinary child in the heart or the womb of Devki. Nor did he appear like an ordinary human child, although he seemed to do so in order to bewilder the Asuras. Who are the Asuras? The atheistic persons like Kamsa. In other words, Krishna appears to take birth and die, just like us, so that determined atheists can tell themselves and others, look, Krishna is just an ordinary guy. Krishna doesn't mess with their view of reality. The Asuras wrongly think that Krishna took birth like an ordinary child and passed away from this world like an ordinary man. Such Asuric conceptions are rejected by persons in knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is Ajar, Ajar that is unborn, and He is the supreme controller of everything. Nonetheless, He appeared as the child of Devaki. This verse describes the inconceivable potency of the Lord who appeared like the full moon. Understanding the special significance of the appearance of the Supreme Godhead, one should never regard him as having taken birth like an ordinary child. Krishna is very kind to come see us. It doesn't have to be. We may try to our best to maintain the illusion that people, places, and events in this world are so important. But once we begin to understand the significance of Krishna's appearance, it's possible to see everything here in its proper perspective. It's not just that a big deal, but Krishna coming, that's a big deal. So, what is it? It's not that big of a deal. It's possible to see everything here in its proper perspective. Krishna is very kind to come see us. And I read this line once again. We may try our best to maintain the illusion that the people, places, events in this world are very important, but once we begin to understand the significance of the crowd's appearance, it is possible to see everything here in its proper perspective. It's not that big of a deal, but Krishna coming, that's a big deal. So today is Janmashtami, and we'll celebrate Janmashtami, the appearance of the Lord for the devotees. The Lord appears only for the devotees every time. He doesn't appear just out of his will for just some leisure. When a devotee calls out, only then can the Lord appear, because we know by now that you have to be very favorable all the time. Anukulasa sankalpa pratikulasa varjanam. So Devaki and Vasudev called out to the Lord, and not for saving them, but they wanted the Lord as their child. And so the Lord did appear because they wanted him as their child. And that is how the celebration of Janmashtami, that the Lord, though he is unborn, Ajja, um, he appears, and in his own way, in his own inconceivable way, his inconceivable potency for the pleasure of his devotees in this material world. So today is Janmashtami, and we celebrate it with great pomp and splendor, and that's how we are celebrating Janmashtami, and the joyous celebration continues for many days, up to 6 days, 12 days, and all that. And we know there is a naming ceremony of the Lord, then there is a bathing ceremony, there is a Nandotsav, then there is a Chati Mahotsav, then after that, it goes on according to the devotees' liking and the pleasure. But important is not to forget, why do we celebrate? The celebrations are okay, but the important underlying aspect of it is to make use of this human life, which is very rare. The Lord appears to explain to us that the human life is very rare, and one must do his worship, complete his worship, and go back to Godhead, because that's the ultimate destination for every human, every individual, that they must complete their devotion, do bhakti, and go back to Godhead, and not just linger on in the material world in the temporary designations of mother, father, child, daughter, son, and then the extended relations, country, interests, career, furthermore than that, global, all these things. So these are the reasons the Lord appears, and one must make use of this rare opportunity and celebrate. So today is Janmashtami, so the Janmashtami is like every day you must celebrate, because the Lord appears in his devotee's life every moment the Lord devotee calls. That is how it is described in Bhagavatam, and one must take a personal realization of this, and that is more important. Personal realization, the personal experience of having the mercy of the Lord through his service. And what better than to sing his glories and chant his name? So today is Janmashtami, and happy Janmashtami to us all. Thank you very much.